The Red Bull Cliff Diving World Series is back. Back after the longest break in history. Back 21 months after the last competition.
It's game on for the 2021 season. It's crunch time.
Pure concentration, perfect skill, and physical control are still the mandatory components in the athlete's quest for the perfect individual form for the season's opener.
Cliff diving for me is a chance to push myself, to really test my body, test my mind, and learn something new. I still find myself learning new things and finding new ways of how to improve, how to dive better.
2021 will be the restart after the cancellation of the entire 2020 season due to the pandemic situation.
Even coming off the back of the 2019 season, going undefeated, I was really looking forward to the 2020 season to back that up and to keep riding that wave of confidence and to keep performing as I was. So it was really disappointing last year to not have any events and not have anything to push for.
But now they're back in the battle. That's how you do it!
The sport has grown so much over the last 10 years. And nowadays you talk to anyone about cliff diving and they say, oh yeah, I know, Red Bull Cliff Diving World Series. It's spread all over the world and has become something really popular. And the quality of dives, the difficulty of dives is just skyrocketed.
The men dive from 27 meters, almost 3 times the height of the Olympic platform, and the women perform their maneuvers from 21 meters. The 2021 season is around the corner. Finally, it's good to be back.
Whoa! Look at this dive right there. That's the perfect dive.
Popovich. Drop the mic, ladies and gentlemen.
What a maneuver.
Unbelievable. That was absolutely cutting right there into the water.
Australia, home of the 2019 reigning champion, Rihanna.
I think it's really important for me to keep surfing and keep doing what I love, so things don't get boring. And yeah, today was quite nice down at the beach. It was it's always a bit hit or miss, you know, trying to fit in the surfs with the training because you have only a small slot of time and you have to deal with the conditions how they are. But it was super fun out there today, and we always have a good time regardless of the conditions.
2019, Ifland achieved the perfect season, claiming the World Series title with 7 wins in 7 competitions. never done before in the history of the sport.
I don't know why, but I always have a sense of how the competition's going to go before I even step on the platform. And I think as the season went on and I kept having good results and good dives, I think I learned how to switch my mind into that mode, to be ready and to dive consistently.
Ifland took the cliff diving elite by storm. In 2016, she won the title as a wild card. Her biggest asset since then, her courage and the rip entries, slicing the surface of the water with hardly a detectable splash. But 2019 was the cherry on top. An undefeated season, nothing anyone could have foreseen at the beginning of the year.
It wasn't until Bosnia, the penultimate stop, that I realised that it was actually in my reach to go to have an undefeated season, and I'd already won the World Series title.
4 10s in this final dive. That is a record for the women, never been done before. Unbelievable.
That was kind of something that gave me motivation to dive really well in Spain, was knowing that I could go undefeated and that I could be the first diver in history to take out a whole series, take a clean sweep.
And that's what she did.
I thought I was a dominant champion until I met Rhiannon. She has really destroyed the competition. Right now, this is her sport. She's really head and shoulders above the rest of the girls, and she's really given them hard work to keep up with them.
2019 is definitely going to be a hard season to top. I just felt really great throughout the whole season, and I just really enjoyed mostly every minute of every competition.
But champions don't live in the past. They always look to the future. Overcoming challenges and doubts is part of their DNA.
It is very important, the off-season. You know, it's when all the work's put in, it's when all the hard yards are done. But also I think it's a time for me which is very important to, you know, unwind and then recharge mentally. Keeping that mental focus is what drains me the most. So I think it is really important to take down time and enjoy the surroundings, being in Australia, being at home.
The 2021 season starts on the French Riviera, a new location with competition directly off the rocks. And another first, Oslo, Norway will be the most northern stop of the season, followed by a true World Series classic, Mostar in Bosnia and Herzegovina. In September, the cliff divers will find themselves competing from a brand new launch pad on the sheer cliffs of Downpatrick Head in Ireland. For the penultimate stop of the season, the World Series returns to its European home in the south of Italy, Polignano a Mare, and the champions will be crowned during the sport's indoor debut in Baku, Azerbaijan. The cancellation of the 2020 season posed problems for the divers. Training requires the opportunity to dive from specific heights and at the right locations. So Jonathan Paredes and his friend Orlando Duque embarked upon a training journey across Mexico. Day one of the road trip. The weather wasn't great this morning, but that's just the Caribbean. Luckily, it's not cold, just a bit of rain. Mexico is rich in history and culture, and famous for the so-called cenotes, water sinkholes, the perfect playground for our cliff divers. A cenote is a very sacred place for my culture, the Mayas. We're going to welcome you with a ritual. We ask permission from the 4 cardinal points and the gods of the underworld and the universe. I'm a little bit superstitious. They told us if we wanted to leave our problems behind, they'd ask for all that. The two friends discovered 12 different cenotes in just 5 days, a test for body and mind. You're not competing. Ultimately, it's about having fun and doing a good job. Fun is one thing, but if you can combine it with a good training session with your friend and mentor, then it's the perfect mix. Ultimately, I achieved a dream in the company of my best friend. I hope this is just the beginning of more adventures together. The 2019 season was a season of records, producing numerous dives, awarded by the judges with a perfect score, a 10.
Popovich has just tied Gary Hunt's record of 5'10s awarded by the judges.
Ready to fly.
And here is the lineup of the 2021 permanent divers. Michal Navratil, Czech Republic. Entering her 4th season and now representing Canada, Jessica McCauley. The Style Master from Mexico, 2017 World Series champion Jonathan Paredes. Contender since 2014 and 3-time event winner, Lisanne Richard, Canada. Gary Hunt, formerly known as the Brilliant Brit, now representing France, but still retaining his British passport.
I'm still the Brilliant Brit, but I think you're going to have to find a new nickname, that's for sure, but I leave that to you.
And already in her 7th season, the proud Brazilian Jackie Valente. A seasoned veteran at 35 years of age, 5-time event winner from the USA, Stephen Lebeau. Once again in the permanent lineup, Ellie Smart, USA. Performing the hardest dive in the world, a Red Bull cliff diver since 2011, David Kulturi from the United States. 4-time World Series champion, 18 wins in 24 starts, from Australia, Rhiannon Ifland. One of the most inspiring athletes and power pure, Alessandro De Rosa, Italy. 7 podium finishes already under her belt. From Belarus, Yana Nestyarova. One of the tallest guys on tour, professional stuntman and 2021 permanent diver, Andy Jones, USA. For the first time in the permanent lineup, Germany's Iris Schmidbauer. The Romanian powerhouse, dedicated and always focused, Konstantin Popovic. The youngest diver ever on the podium, Maria Paula Quintero from Colombia. With just a few weeks to go before the competition commences, training intensifies. Our athletes train all over the world, and everybody has their own unique approach. We are back in Brisbane following 4-time World Series champion Rhiannon Ifland.
At the moment, it's still, to see where I'm at, and I don't want to be peaking right now in top physical shape. At the moment, we're starting off with light weights and focusing a lot on technique in the pool. And then as the weeks go by, we're going to be, stepping it up a notch and then juggling both the diving and the heavy weight sessions in the gym.
Rhiannon is now working with a fitness coach, even though they are not in the same gym. Coach Dan is back home in Newcastle, and Ifland is in Brisbane.
When I went to him, I was mainly focusing on not getting injured and preventing injury, and we're still trying to incorporate a lot of that into my training sessions, and also, just to build fitness, to build strength. And mainly one of the things we're going to be working a lot on this year is to have the conditioning to be able to get to that last dive and still have the energy and still be in top physical condition to get through a whole competition.
Today, the most important tool for coordinating and mastering the multitude of tasks required of a champion is an app.
I can basically write down what I'm doing in the gym and give him feedback about how I'm feeling, how my body's feeling, and he can monitor that through the whole year, which is really nice because I am in and out of Newcastle a lot. It's such a big support to have that connection with somebody that you can train throughout the whole season and still be communicating even though I'm on the other side of the world.
But now, Rhia's in Australia. Traveling is out of reach at the moment, but not her goals. And the champion wants to become even better and is working on the details.
I'm always working on my takeoffs. I know it. I'm going to say it honestly, it's my weakness. So yeah, we're trying to focus a little bit more on having more explosive power incorporated into the program. So focusing on doing a lot of dynamic exercises, basically.
21 months without competition.
You need to have self-motivation, but I think I began diving when I was around 9 or 10, so it's kind of just second nature to me, the training, the routine, everything like that. So, yeah, it does get harder, and some days you don't have as much motivation as you do other days, but that's just how it is in anything in life. That's one thing I want to change in my mentality, and to help me keep motivated is to actually take those challenges and face them as they come.
Facing challenges, and there have been many. But Rhiannon Ifland is a role model for many young cliff divers to come. The sport is growing.
The popularity of this series has really given kids that dream. Okay, maybe I could be a cliff diver, and they're starting earlier and earlier. So it's fascinating to watch.
2017, this young lady made her debut in the world of cliff diving. Maria Paula Quintero from Colombia, 16 years of age at her first appearance in Texas.
I'm so happy. I don't know. I don't know how to express so happy I am.
Her nervousness was apparent, but so was her talent.
To see, the younger generation of divers pushing the boundaries. That she's 18 years old and she's doing quad half from 21 meters. That's for me, that's inspiring as well.
Wow, she absolutely drills that one.
There are some girls coming up there. Maria is definitely one of them. Her quad is really spectacular when she does it well, and she's got a lot of potential, that's for sure.
Her first ever Red Bull Cliff Diving World Series podium, gaining a ton of confidence for the youngster, only 18 years old. Wow.
And another up-and-coming talent with his breakthrough event in 2019, Aiden Heslop, already performing difficult dives at a high standard.
Sensational diving from the youngster Aiden Heslop. This is the future of cliff diving right there.
It's so surprising, so shocking to see people such as Aiden learning such difficult dives at such a young age. He's really an exception.
He is an exception, the future of cliff diving, but he was suffering from a serious wrist injury. Aiden needed surgery on his right hand at the end of the 2019 season.
I had a fracture across my scaphoid, which was preventing me from diving. And diving's my entire life, so I needed to get that fixed.
Every surgery is always a risk, so for cliff diving and their Clean Cliff projects. For the champion, Rhiannon Ifland, the season preparations also had a very special project in store: diving out of a hot air balloon.
That is insane. What attracts me to the sport really is having the opportunity to dive from weird and wacky places all over the world.
And this is a first.
This goes to the top of my list, diving out of a hot air balloon.
Okay, we're at 14 metres.
Today, when we did start to climb to that really high height, I had a doubt in my mind that I was uncertain that it was going to go ahead. I thought, okay, you know, we're going to fly straight over the drop zone. We were coming down super, super quick, which gave us a really small window of time to get it right.
Okay, that's 18 metres.
What a special feeling. It all happened so fast, and I can't wait to settle down and relive the moments and think about what actually just happened. I had a little bit of tunnel vision, to be honest, this morning. It was just so exciting.
But with the new season right around the corner, it's time to narrow the focus and concentrate again on practice. We are in Bucharest, Romania, following Konstantin Popovic, one of the divers to watch in the men's category.
My hometown is Bucharest. That's where I started diving in 1997. I knew I'm really talented since I was little. When I was 13 years old, I got a bronze medal in the European Championships for juniors. This is my full-time job. I'm dedicating most of my time for practicing, but we don't really have a place to train in Bucharest. We only have a gym. So the pool is in Sibiu. That's where I spend most of my time.
This means for Costa, driving back and forth, 4 hours one way. And often he arrives late with less time to sleep.
It gets difficult. I live in a hotel all the time. But yeah, I mean, this is my life, so I just love what I do. So this is just like something else that sometimes you just have to forget about it and think of bigger goals.
Costa is focused on the highest possible goals.
If it's no competition, for example, now, I have more time to work on my body, weights, gym. It's a long process. It's no rush right now. It's all technique. Everything is calculated.
Rest day? Not in his active vocabulary.
A lot of people would say it's a little too much, it's a little crazy, it's like a machine, but I think it's a good way of getting things done. So I started following this path a while ago, and since it was good for me, I just keep it.
Popovic is one of the rising stars of cliff diving. His first event was in Denmark in 2018. His first win, Ireland, 2019.
I won the stop in Dublin, and the next stop I broke my leg and everything was down.
One moment can define a season or a whole career. And for the up-and-coming star, there were bitter tears. A bad entry in Italy, and he broke his foot.
I was a little down because I knew how much I worked for what I had, and then in one moment it was gone. And yeah, it was a long recovery, really painful.
But after only 14 weeks, he made his comeback. A Popovich-style comeback with a perfect dive in Mostar, scoring 5/10s.
Every competition in Red Bull, I did that handstand, it was a straight 9s. And it was not even the best handstand I did in competition. So I was like, I know I can do it better. And that was the better one.
Now he is fully recovered and all in for the 2021 season. Hotels and practice, day in, day out.
This is the only way right now to be successful in what I'm doing. So I just have to do it.
Konstantin Popovich, aiming for more #1 podium spots. And teaming up with Rhiannon Ifland, he also took on a very special project, the first ever underground dive.
We are in Romania in a very old salt mine called Salina Turda. And on the bottom of this mine, it's a lake, which is 120 meters underground. So we're gonna do some cliff diving underground.
We are about to do a world's first underground dive into a salt mine. There's a lake right below us, and it's really cool. So yeah, we're about to experience something new. It's really cool to see all the historical artifacts down here and to see how they mined the salt back in the days, and it's really looks like it was quite a phenomenal process. So it's always nice to experience something new and learn a little bit of history and take something from every place that we visit.
The big challenge, I would say, it's the salinity. It's super salty compared to a normal ocean. It makes it more tough on your body on the impact. Also, being in a cave, it's totally dark. We have lights, but it's still not a natural, perfect condition to dive.
The water is 17% more dense than seawater, so the impact is different. It's actually quite a unique experience to hit the water when it's that salty. It just pushes you straight up to the surface.
You pop up like a champagne right after the dive. I think it's really impossible to rip a dive here because normally when you dive you go really deep, and that's when the bubble stays there. But here, because they push you up right away, you can't really rip a dive. It's a strange feeling, but also cool. I like it.
So basically just pull it up and then twist it, right?
Okay.
All right, you twist it, open it.
Mm-hmm.
I have to be honest with you. I'm pretty nervous. It's something that has been never done before, and I think it's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
The most challenging thing for me was to get my mind into gear, and that was something that I found before the first dive. It was really hard to set myself back into the place that I was in last year, to be able to just, block those thoughts and those fears out and to go up there and dive straight away. It's quite tricky to figure out in the direction that we had to jump, also because the depths vary underneath in the landing zone, so we have to be quite precise while diving there, and not to mention the wall is really close, and we have to adjust our positions in the air and our takeoffs accordingly.
A bit strange. because the wall is so close to you, but it's nice. Good feeling.
Oh, that was awesome. You have such a build up, so much pressure, so much uncertainty, and then you get up there and you go, okay, this is the moment. And you know it's never as bad as you think.
I would say it's super amazing, but it's also super crazy. Like probably the craziest thing I've done in my life.
The clock is ticking. The new season is approaching. The training intensifies. Ree is back in Brisbane.
I'm always in the dry gym, and it's good to mix it up as well and just to trick your mind a little bit. It's easier to get repetitions in the gym on the trampoline for me, doing that back somersault with 1.5 twists over and over and over again. So that I feel more confident and comfortable once I get up to the platform, that it'll just be second nature and muscle memory will take over. When I'm at home, I don't have as much access to do this kind of dryland training, so that's also why I like to come to Brisbane. But generally I'll try and do it maybe 2 or 3 times a week, like a long session, and then incorporate the dryland into the warm-up before the pool sessions.
Look good, you're on the distance. I cannot see so much the takeoff because I'm watching you put the mat track.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay, but I just didn't get the legs up.
Yeah, because you have to keep your tummy a little bit, so like this your hip and your heels are gonna come up.
To learn new movements and learn new dives, for me personally, I prefer to go in the pool and see where I'm at. But I think to work on the takeoffs and to move forward towards the dive that you want to do, I think it's a really good opportunity to really push yourself towards that goal.
Or, in a less serious moment, for cliff divers, the basics are done in the pool. Repetitions are mandatory. Here, you need to advance and learn new tricks step by step. Once all of the finer details have been assimilated into the body's automated routine, you need to bring it up onto the 27-meter platform. And, as always, experience counts.
I still feel like I have room to grow. I think 1 twist extra is possible on both of my dives. Whether I will get to do that, we will see, but that's what I'm striving for.
To learn new dives in the pool, you need to break them up into 3 parts: takeoff, mid-flight, and entry. And you need to convince your mind, but the risk is always with you.
With learning a new dive, it's a compromise. Is it worth it? Do you need to push that boundary for that extra degree of difficulty? This next year, I'm planning to see how things are going, make that decision. Do I need to push myself and have that extra degree of difficulty to stay on top of the podium?
The question always remains the same: a higher difficulty or more consistency with tried and trusted tricks?
I would absolutely love to step up my degree of difficulty, but if it comes down to it, why change something if it's working for me? So I'm kind of in the limbo between those 2 things at the moment. I think in the off season, putting in the work and spending a lot of time on 10 metre and in the pool, I think that's going to be the decider whether I will add a twist or add a somersault. So yeah, and you can never tell, because once you get to the location and you've been thinking about a new dive, I think that's the right moment to ask yourself if you're ready for that dive. You have to be 110% prepared to go up there and try a new dive, because it's really risky. And you know, sometimes I've had other divers come to me and say, "Oh, I'm thinking about this dive, what do you think?" Me telling you you're ready doesn't mean you're ready. Do you feel ready? Do you think you're ready? Because, you know, so I think that's why it's really important to have a good coach that you feel comfortable with, and where the communication is very good between the two of you. Sometimes for me it's kind of got the opposite effect, because I'll see myself do a bad dive and automatically think that everything's bad. So I like to train a lot of feeling and you know, how I'm feeling in the air, how I'm feeling mentally up on the platform. But yeah, for entries and for basics, it's definitely a really, really useful tool, and to see something firsthand. Sometimes it helps with the mistakes and to make corrections as well, because you can actually see where you're going wrong in the dive, and sometimes it just helps.
After her perfect 2019 season, Ifland will be the favorite once again, even after the longest interruption in the history of the World Series. But this year, it's even more difficult to know just who will be in contention for the title.
Just because I've had an undefeated season doesn't mean that I'm not looking at other divers and saying, wow, they're doing really well, and I would love to approach this or do it like this other diver, you know. There's always a way to find motivation, and I think as an athlete, we're all hungry for success, and whether you've already had that success and you want more, or whether you're still aiming to achieve that success, so you still have that motivation for the success, which is going to help you push through.
Now, only time will tell how well prepared the reigning champion really is for the upcoming season. ready for Season 12 of the Red Bull Cliff Diving World Series.
There's always going to be people progressing, and there's always going to be athletes that are pushing the sport further. So I'm really, really interested to follow and to see where the sport is going to go. I mean, it's come a long way already.
6 events from June to October.
I hope you can see more consistency, somebody absolutely unshakable. Wind, rain, waves, I'm going to be consistent.
4 new locations and challenges at every turn.
I do have my records and I do want to beat them, and I do want to set the bar high for myself, but obviously I'm going to go for that 5th World Series title.
Favorites, young talents, new faces. Anything is possible.
Wow, this sport has still room to grow.
I've still got to score 5 10s on that dive, so I mean, I went 4 out of 5. Now it's got to be 5 out of 5.
The Red Bull Cliff Diving World Series is back in 2021.